All right, guys, we got another review for you today. I mean, I just couldn't resist. So, what do you say we take a look at the Scaletrains Rivet Counter 82-foot Trinity Reefer right now? All right, guys, we're ready to take a look at this Scaletrains Rivet Counter 82-foot Trinity hopper. Um, we'll just start with the box right off the bat. Nice sturdy cardboard box, as usual with most Rivet Counter stuff. Um, the model is inside of a plastic cradle with a cover. Should protect them all very nicely in storage and transport. And it has this nice big window where you can see the model inside. And as you can see, this is a very big car. And in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the Walters car out and a older Exact Rail car out and put alongside this thing, where we can kind of see some of the difference in there, because there's kind of been some misconceptions in some online circles that these are basically the same as the Walters and the older Exact Rail cars. They are not. They are a totally different car from those two cars, and I'll show you that when we get into that. But this one here actually is sound equipped as well, which is really cool feature. This is actually my first sound equipped car, probably my only sound equipped car that I'll ever own. But yeah, I just want to get one of these because they're just such cool cars. So, okay, I blabbed about that enough. Let's go ahead and get them all out. We'll start here by opening the box up like this. Slide them all out. Of course, you got spare bearing caps right here as well. Should you lose any of the animated bearing caps off this car. So that's always a nice touch that Scaletrains does with their rolling stock. Okay, you got an instruction sheet right here. Now this, I believe, also contains how to operate the sound on this car as well as some of the documentation on there. Let me turn the light on where we can see that better. There we go. So, yeah. Got your documentation there, and I believe also it's got the, I believe it's, well, you got your warranty right here as well on the back, and I think it's also got some instructions on how to operate the sound on it. And you got a nice exploded parts diagram as well, so very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. So we'll put those off to the side right there, and we will unbox the car like so. Take the cover off, cars and slick paper to protect it from scratches and any possible damage, and we will gently lift this car out just like that. We'll put it right here. Ooh boy. Yeah, this car is actually longer than my table, so hang on just a second. I'm going to get something to kind of lay over the top of this, because I don't want the air hoses or anything catching these edges here. So bear with me just a second. We'll be right back, and I'll get something to kind of put on this, kind of help support the car here. Okay, we're back, and I'm kind of doing something that's a little bit on the dangerous side. I'm using the cover off the cradle this car sits in as kind of a support to kind of get up off this ledge here. So hopefully, if I don't do something stupid and knock this thing off, it's going to work. So so here we go. Let's start with the front of this. Well, you know what? Let's save the best for last right here, because that's such a cool part of the car. So we'll start with the brake end right here. And I will zoom in on that guy right there, and we will start right down here with the brake end right here. So you got nice separately applied ladders right here. Looks very nice. You got your brake wheel with a chain right here. Maybe a little difficult to see, but you got a coupler cut lever right here. looks very nice. Your train line hose, air hose right here, looks really good. Got a little bit of a hair right there in the way, but anyway, that all looks really nice right there. You got an etched metal platform right here, looks good. You got some really nice details right here on the end right here. That's really cool. So yeah, that's really neat. You got your reflector stripes here on the end as well. Got a little, now I'm not sure really what this is here on the end of the car. It could be some kind of a placard, could be a solar panel. I'm not really sure what these are, but still a nice attention to detail. Come up the top of the car here. Nice printing and decaling right here. Everything's readable and legible. You got your BNSF with the road number up here, access height car, and a lot of other data markings right here. Looks very nice. And by the way, I did forget to mention the coupler. It is a metal knuckle coupler. These are the Rivet counter couplers, so very nice couplers right there. Looks good. So we will come down the side of this car here, and we'll start right here. Again, side ladders look really good right here. All the decaling and labeling and printing looks very nice. Got your yellow conspicuously reflector stripes right here. Got your trucks right here with, and these do have animated bearing caps. They do spin. We'll see that when we get out here to the layout and fire up the sound on this thing. But very nice. You got the BNSF Circle Cross logo. This is the old logo from BNSF that got replaced in 2005 with the now Wedge logo or Power Bar logo, however you want to call it. But this is the original logo for BNSF. Has Burlington Northern Santa Fe spelled out in a very Santa Fe-ish herald here, so that's really cool. And these little icicle features along the top of the car here, that's really cool. Like that a lot. Come down the side of this guy here to the door. Looks very nice. A lot of detail in here. You got your ribbings right here. Your locks for the doors. They're very nice and crisply molded. Again, a lot of labeling right here. Decaling. All readable and legible. Under magnification looks very nice right here. Got more conspicuously stripes and these little cross logos right here. I would assume again this is part of the BNSF treatment. So you have these little BNSF-ish logos here along the bottom, which is pretty cool. So again, you got this this little patch right here. Like I said, either this is some kind of a placard or it's a solar panel, and I'm not sure which. Somebody that knows more about these cars can fill me in on that. But still a very nice little feature right here. Got your plate F marking right here as well. Come down here to the other end. You got your identification and road number right here, your BNSF and your road number. Looks very nice. Looks very, very good. And then we come here to the end that does the business right here. So this is the refrigerator end right here, and I actually went too far. Let me try that again. So right here's your refrigerator end right here. Very cool. Now there is, depending on the road number, this will be different. I know Stephen Casey, Railfan, has all three versions of this car. There's actually a total of 3 versions of it, and they have each has a different refrigeration unit on here. So his actually has the Thermo King on here, and this one here has a different unit on here as well. And this is really cool. satellite control unit. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's really neat right there. A lot of detail on here as well. The camera may not be picking it up, but you got a whole bunch of stuff right here on top of the unit that's really nice and crisply molded. Looks really good. And again, like I said, this is sound equipped, recorded from the actual cars, so you'll hear that when we fire it up. You got an etched metal platform right here. Looks really nice. Your handrails look really good. Very nice. Come down again to the other coupler. Again, more conspicuousy stripes right here. Looks very nice. More labeling. Got your coupler cut lever, air hose, Scaletrains rivet counter knuckle coupler. Looks very nice. Very nice painted grab irons here on the end. And we'll come down here to the other side of the car, and it's pretty much the same thing, second verse. Got nice ladders here on the side, nice painted grab irons here on the end. Your step detail looks very good. There's probably a better look at the trucks with the animated bearing caps. Again, there's some printing right here on the trucks as well. All this looks really, really good. Very nicely done. So, yeah. We'll kind of zoom out just a little bit here where you guys kind of get a look at the whole car from the side here. So, yeah. Very, very nice. This side looks really good as well. So, really nice detail on these cars. So, yeah, and there's the other step right there. Looks really good as well. Your side ladders. So, yeah. Really nice car from Scaletrains. And like I said, I've said this a couple times throughout the video, this is a sound-equipped car. So we're going to head out to the layout. We're going to listen to this thing and see how it sounds. And I think you'll enjoy some of the cool effects it has as well. So hang on just a second. We'll be right back. Okay, real quick before we get into the sound test, I wanted to kind of explain this a little bit. There has been a little bit of misconception, not a lot, but there's been a little bit of misconception that the model Scaletrains produce, which is this one right here on the outside loop of the layout, is the same as the Walther's mainline, the former Exact Rail model that's now also under Scaletrains' tooling, but this is before Scaletrains obviously acquired them. So they also produced a Trinity, a modern refrigerator car, and also Atlas. That's actually incorrect. The Scaletrains Reefer is actually longer than these other three. All these three right here are all 64-foot Reefers. So you got your Atlas one, the old Exact Rail model, and now the Walther's mainline model. So these three right here are 64-foot reefers. The Scaletrains one is an 82-foot Trinity reefer. And just to kind of demonstrate that, and we'll kind of touch on some of the small detail differences. First off, the Walther's being the least detailed of the four, mainly because it's a mainline model and it's also a more budget-friendly model. So therefore, it's going to lack some of the details that these other three have. But irregardless, the refrigeration units are also different on each of the four models in terms of both level of detail and also the type of units that are actually on them as well. So we'll kind of zoom in on these guys a little bit. We'll kind of go over here to the Atlas model. You see it, a lot of the details are different on this one compared to the Exact Rail car. There's some differences right here. Notice it says excess high car right here, while this one says satellite control unit on the Atlas car. Then on the Walther's car, I'll have to kind of loosen that up where I can turn my deal a little bit. There we go. The Walther's car has a different style refrigeration unit on it. And then obviously the Scaletrains Rivet counter car has a different one as well, even though it also says satellite controlled car. But they're much different units. Scaletrains, obviously, probably having the most detailed of the four. Of course, both Exact Rail and Atlas have very, very nice detail on them as well. But and also you can tell the end platforms on each of the cars are also different. You notice this curve right here on the Scaletrains model. It's much flatter with the railing on the Walthers model. And then on the Exact Rail model, it's really flat, even though it also has etched metal walkways on it as opposed to the Walthers one. Again, keeps prices low. They use it's molded plastic, but still, it is different. So very not. It's very flat here on the end railings with this, more of a blunt look to it. And then on the Atlas car, again, pretty much the same as the Exact Rail car. Very blunt on the end with the railings, etched metal platform, and you can also see the tanks right there. And you can actually see the tanks in all four models, but it's a little more prevalent on the Atlas one. But yeah, yeah, that's just some of the differences on this end, the refrigeration unit end. So all four cars are very, very different. And also with the Scaletrains model, the prototype, the BNSF one, this is a BNSF only car. No other railroads actually own this car. So that's also kind of adding to some of the misconception as well, that all four of these models are basically the same. Scaletrains did do this as a road-specific car, of which, like I said, only BNSF owned it. But anyway, where it really shows the difference, though, is the lengths of the car. You can see how much longer the Scaletrains car is compared to these other three right here. Again, all three of these are 64-foot reefers, while the Scaletrains one is an 82-footer. So, yeah, that you can just see how much longer this car is compared to these other three. So, and then we'll come right here to the other end of the cars. Bear with me just a second while I come around there, so I can kind of show you guys what the deal is here. So, and so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. So, okay, with the ends of the cars here, you can obviously see some differences right here. The detailing's different, obviously. Again, this car here being the Walthers car, being the less detailed of the four, but still, there is some differences here between the cars. This car is actually taller than the Walthers car. And as well as the Exact Rail and the Atlas car. I think these should all be the same height. They may sit a little higher because the road bed on the Lifelike track and the Bachman track sits up a little higher than the Atlas track. But these are roughly about the same size cars. And sorry, I meant these three right here. These are all roughly about the same size cars, both length and height wise. But obviously, you can see a lot of the differences here with the railings and just really the overall level of detail on them. So, yeah, I mean, so just kind of show you that right there. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, some of the detail differences here, and we'll just kind of get a look at the sides of them right quick, where you guys can kind of get a look and feel with them. So there's the shoot! I actually hit that lamp with that car. That wasn't smart. Hopefully I didn't break anything. No, I didn't. Okay, so I scared myself right there. But there's the old Exact Rail car, and also this car here does have a brake hose broken off. That was like that when I got the car. I bought it second hand, so that was probably done by the previous owner. at some point in its life. But still, you see some of the differences in this car here compared to the Atlas car. And then the Walther's mainline car, which obviously has a lot more molded on detail. Again, keep the prices low, add more play value to it. So, yeah. So there's that right there. And then finally, the Scaletrains car that we looked at earlier. You see just the wealth of detail that's on this guy. So, yeah. So, all right, guys, that was kind of what I wanted to show you here on these 4 reefers right here. So, yeah, just kind of want to clear up some of the few misconceptions that was kind of going around with these Scaletrains cars here. So now you can kind of see some of the differences both in the level of detail and just the overall size of the cars. Right there, just to kind of hopefully clear up some confusion on them. So, all right, guys, that's all I wanted to show you. So, on to the sound test. Okay, just real quick before we fire up the sound on this thing, I do want to show you those rotating bearing caps on here. So you can see right there they do spin. The car doesn't have the greatest rolling in the world. It is a little bit on the stiff side. It's not terrible. But that could also because this is a sound-equipped car, it does have the pickups for the trucks. That could also kind of hamper the electrical pickups. Could also kind of hamper the rolling ability of this car a little bit. So, but yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it still rolls pretty good. It should perform pretty well in train. So, anyway. We will go ahead and fire up the sound on this guy here. So, hang on just a second. We will plug her up. Plug up the DCC system here. And there it goes. You can hear it fire up. And this does cycle, from what I've read, on and off. So it is a really cool feature that it does. And I think there is one other thing that I forgot to mention. There is a switch underneath the car, and it does have capacitors in it. But you can see the switch. Let me get something to kind of point at here. So right there is the switch on this car to turn it on and off. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, we'll go ahead and flip this thing around because there is something I want to show you while we've got it on here. Check that out. There's actually a little LED that lights up on there. No. Well, there we go. All right, cool. So you can see right there, there's actually a little LED that lights up right there. That is really cool on this car. So yeah, this car is going to be a lot of fun to run. Really like the sound on it. It's not overbearingly loud, but it still has enough volume that people can hear it pretty good. So yeah, really nice car from Scaletrains. Really like this thing. This is going to be a fun one to run. So, all right, guys. That'll take a look at the review of this really nice looking Rivet counter Trinity Reefer. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will catch you guys down the road. Take care, all. Bye for now.